Welcome. Thank you for joining the Lower Southeast Rising online open house. We invite you to review and provide feedback on several scenarios for future community development, transportation, and transit service in the Lower Southeast Rising project area. This video gives a short summary of the entire online open house. Please take a few minutes to review the information, then share your thoughts through the online survey. The Lower Southeast Rising Area Plan aims to address the historic lack of infrastructure investment in parts of Southeast and East Portland, including Brentwood-Darlington and portions of Mount Scott-Arletta, Woodstock, and Lentz. We are seeking community input to guide healthy and equitable community development in this historically underserved area. This project will also consider how different scenarios, or land use options, and community development opportunities support the city's racial equity, climate justice, employment, and housing goals. The work is funded in part by a Transportation Growth Management (TGM) planning grant, a joint program of the Department of Land Conservation and Development, DLCD, and the Oregon Department of Transportation, ODOT. The Lower Southeast Rising project goals are to increase commercial opportunities and neighborhood-serving businesses, increase housing affordability and choices, expand active and green transportation access, improve public amenities in deficient areas accompanied by anti-displacement strategies, and welcome collaboration for policy, technical expertise, and funding.
This online open house is shaped by previous planning efforts and city policies, analysis of existing conditions, and public input. To date, we have heard the following. Affordable housing in the project area is needed. More local commercial, community-serving businesses, and gathering spaces in the project's core focus area are desired. Parks and green spaces are valued, and more investment for these areas is needed. Public safety is a concern, particularly for those close to Southeast 52nd and Southeast 72nd. And low-density zoning designation poses a challenge to neighborhood infrastructure investment. The following four community development scenarios for the Lower Southeast Rising project area are ready for your review and feedback. The unique features of each community development scenario are highlighted to show how they are different. These scenarios illustrate different land use and community development futures for two focus areas. The two focus areas are Southeast 52nd Avenue from Woodstock Boulevard to Flaubel Drive, and Southeast 72nd Avenue from Woodstock Boulevard to the Springwater Corridor. Scenario 1, basic level of service, maintains and builds upon the area's existing land use patterns and identifies opportunities to improve transportation and transit access to existing centers and existing corridors. Examples of existing centers are Heart of Foster, Woodstock, and Lentz. Examples of existing corridors are Woodstock Boulevard, Foster Road, and Southeast 82nd Avenue. This scenario identifies the following: no land use changes, residential growth in new multi-dwelling buildings within existing multi-dwelling zones. This is north of Southeast Duke, along both sides of Southeast 52nd, and south of Woodstock, along the eastern side of Southeast 72nd. And limited local services and amenities will build upon existing commercial sites. Growth for small businesses will primarily be in Woodstock, Foster, Lentz, and along Southeast 82nd Avenue. Scenario 2, enhanced commercial intersections, focuses on opportunities to improve transportation and transit access to existing centers and existing corridors, and maintains and builds upon the area's existing land use patterns. The scenario includes focused land use changes at key intersections along Southeast 52nd and Southeast 72nd Avenues, including small expansions of commercial zoning at key intersections to strengthen existing commercial nodes, and zoning map cleanup issues, including split zone sites, non-conforming commercial uses and densities, in areas where the zoning map differs from the comprehensive plan map. What's the same as Scenario 1? Scenario 2 includes similar transportation improvements. What's different? Scenario 2 has zoning map changes at several key intersections shown in the map. Scenario 3, corridors, focuses on opportunities to broaden housing range and types, as well as support for home-based businesses along the Southeast 52nd Avenue and Southeast 72nd Avenue portions of the project area. This scenario proposes a new neighborhood corridor designation for Southeast 52nd Avenue and prioritizes Southeast 52nd, south of Woodstock, as the primary main street that connects neighborhoods with each other and to other parts of the city. This designation provides allowances for small-scale businesses along the corridor and provides housing opportunities close to local services, amenities, and bus lines. This scenario also proposes a new neighborhood corridor designation for Southeast 72nd Avenue and prioritizes Southeast 72nd, south of Foster, as the primary main street that connects neighborhoods with each other and to other parts of the city. This designation provides allowances for small-scale businesses along the corridor and provides housing opportunities close to local services, amenities, and bus lines. In summary, these changes create space and support for a diversity of home-based business activities and jobs, allow for residential growth in new multi-dwelling buildings along Southeast 52nd and both sides of Southeast 72nd Avenue, south of Woodstock, and support future public and private investment along Southeast 52nd and 72nd Avenues. What is the same as Scenarios 1 and 2? Scenario 3 also has zoning map changes at key intersections with transportation improvements. What's different? Scenario 3 has proposed new neighborhood corridor designations for Southeast 52nd and Southeast 72nd Avenues. Scenario 4 envisions a transformation of the Southeast 72nd Avenue portion of the project area into a complete community with multi-dwelling housing, commercial, and mixed uses. This scenario builds on Scenario 3 and includes the following proposals for Southeast 52nd Avenue. 1. Proposed expansion of existing Woodstock Neighborhood Center to include Southeast 52nd Avenue to the intersection at Southeast Duke Street. This expands and creates a vibrant mixed-use district supported by faith-based institutions, mixed housing, and neighborhood retail. And 2, it proposes a new neighborhood corridor designation for Southeast 52nd Avenue, prioritizing Southeast 52nd Avenue south of Woodstock as the primary main street that connects neighborhoods with each other and to other parts of the city. This designation provides allowances for small-scale businesses along the corridor and provides housing opportunities close to local services, amenities, and transit lines. Again, building on Scenario 3, Scenario 4 includes the following proposals for Southeast 72nd Avenue. It proposes an expansion of the existing Heart of Foster Neighborhood Center to include Southeast 72nd Avenue to the intersection of Southeast Woodstock Boulevard. It expands and creates a vibrant mixed-use district supported by a community center, a public park, mixed housing, and neighborhood retail. It envisions a new Southeast 72nd Avenue and Flavel Neighborhood Center as a mixed-use node and neighborhood center. It too creates a vibrant mixed-use district supported by a school, public park, mixed housing, and neighborhood retail. And it proposes a new neighborhood corridor designation for Southeast 72nd Avenue, prioritizing Southeast 72nd, south of Foster, as the primary main streets that connect neighborhoods with each other and to other parts of the city. This designation provides allowances for small-scale businesses along the corridor and provides housing opportunities close to local services, amenities, and transit lines. What is the same as scenarios 1, 2, and 3? Scenario 4 also has zoning map changes with transportation improvements and proposed new neighborhood corridor designations for Southeast 52nd and Southeast 72nd Avenues, like Scenario 3. What's different? Scenario 4 has a proposed new neighborhood center at Southeast 72nd and Flavel, and proposed expansion of existing Woodstock and Heart of Foster neighborhood centers.
During the fall of 2021, we asked community members to help us identify neighborhood transportation issues and needs. This feedback, along with analysis of conditions and a review of past plans, was used to develop a comprehensive list of issues and needs. In general, we heard about the need to improve street conditions for walking and biking, as well as to calm and slow motor vehicles. To address these issues and needs, we developed some potential projects to improve conditions and safety for pedestrians, as well as people biking, taking public transportation, or getting around in other ways. The proposed improvements may not address every transportation issue in the project area, but they respond to the most critical needs of the neighborhood. The following transportation improvements are organized into 3 groups: potential corridor and local street improvements, potential bike network improvements, and potential bus network redesign. The following 3 slides show transportation improvements on a map. To view the proposed improvements in a table format, visit the online open house at portland.gov/lower-se-rising. To prioritize transportation needs in the project area, the project team proposes the major streets shown in the map as initial priorities. On the major corridors, the focus would be improving pedestrian crossing gaps, filling sidewalk gaps, improving lighting, and making intersections safer. Additionally, where appropriate, transit stops could be improved and bicycle facilities enhanced. On local neighborhood streets, the proposed priority streets would most benefit from traffic calming, as well as streets most in need of paving to improve circulation. In other locations, traffic calming or an alternative street design could be considered to improve pedestrian safety and comfort. For possible paving, the project team has proposed the streets that address major circulation issues in the neighborhood or provide other benefits to the community. These improvements are also shown on this map. One way to improve the bicycle network is to expand the network of neighborhood greenways, which are low traffic and low speed streets where priority is given to people walking, rolling, and biking. These streets are usually parallel to a busier, high traffic street by 1 or 2 blocks. Another option is to create new separated space for people biking on major streets like 72nd and filling gaps in the existing bike network, such as on Woodstock Boulevard between Southeast 69th and Southeast 72nd. Existing bike facilities can also be upgraded, widened with buffers, and/or physically protected to meet the city's new bicycle design standards, as has been done in parts of Southeast Flavel Street and Southeast 52nd. The bus network in Lower Southeast covers most of the developed residential and commercial areas within a quarter-mile walk to service. But some important streets lack direct service, in particular Woodstock Boulevard east of 52nd and Southeast 72nd Avenue north of Flavel Street. This limits access to important destinations like Mount Scott Community Center, as well as corridors like Woodstock Boulevard, designated for higher density development in the 2035 Comprehensive Plan. To provide more direct access to community destinations and higher density corridors, a few changes to bus routes are proposed for consideration. 1. To create access on Woodstock Boulevard, the Line 19 service could continue east-west on Woodstock to Lentz Town Center, instead of or in addition to the current service that goes along Southeast Duke to 82nd and then to Flavelle Street. 2. The Line 10 could serve Southeast 72nd instead of current service on Harold Street between 72nd and Southeast Foster Road, and Southeast Ellis Street between Foster Road and Southeast 92nd. 3. The Line 71 could continue east-west on Flavelle Street from 72nd to the Southeast Flavelle Green Line Max Station, instead of current service north-south on Southeast 72nd Avenue, south of Flavelle Street. These potential changes not only impact service and access within the project area, but they also have implications to the broader TriMet public transportation network. Much more analysis and coordination will be necessary before any changes are formally considered or adopted. The project team would like community feedback about these potential changes and to learn more about the benefits or burdens these changes would have on riders.
We want to hear what elements of each scenario you support and which scenario you think best supports the project and community goals. Your input will help us to combine the best elements into a plan for the area. The survey has key diagrams and images from the development scenarios, but you may find it helpful to open the online open house materials in a separate tab so you can reference them as you complete the survey. Your feedback will be used to help us develop a preferred community development scenario, linking together transportation priorities for the area. Look for another public open house this summer when project staff will share early drafts of a preferred community development scenario, transportation recommendations, and equitable community development ideas. Stay connected by visiting the project website and signing up for email updates at portland.gov/lower-se-rising. Thank you for your time and your valuable input.